go.
Streaming from South Africa to the world. This is the Stonks Go Moon podcast. What just happened? We break it down so you don't have to.
Welcome everyone to the Stonks Go Moon podcast. My guest today, founder of TechTalk Media, visionary TV producer, Jonny Caplan. Welcome to the pod. There we are. Rock and roll.
How you doing, buddy? Can you hear me all right?
Good to you. Nice to meet you.
And nice to meet you too.
Listen, jumping right into it. From 2017, what a pivot, right? For you.
What pivot for me?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Hold on, just is my sound good before I
100% loud and clear.
You're writing, right? You're not using video, right?
This is just a casual conversation.
Okay, fine. Oh man, so like when I was a kid, right, I somehow got my face in everywhere. My parents used to tell me to get my face in everywhere, right? So I ended up on the BBC, on Disney shows, on theatre, all this kind of stuff when I was a kid, right? And I just wanted to be part of the action. That was literally it. And when I was, let's say, I'll pull a date, I think it's around 2010, 2012, I got on Dragon's Den. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Shark Tank of UK.
Yeah. Dragon's Den. Yeah, right. With Stephen Bartlett. Oh, no.
Yeah, he's on now. Yeah. But
Yeah.
Right?
So
he was probably a kid then when 2010. And I got on the show and they all said to me, look, you've got a phenomenal business, right? You're going to nail it. You're going to get the money. We've never seen an entrepreneur so capable like you on the show. Because a lot of them are doofuses, right? They don't know how to answer stuff, right? And they thought, you're capable. So I get on the show and have this most fantastic hour with them. And they're like, Jonathan, you must be one of the best businessmen we've ever had on this show. Like, I don't know much about gaming, but tell us about what you did beforehand. At the time, I'd made a patented hardware joystick for online poker players, right? It's called the wireless poker controller. It was my invention, right? Okay. And they used it and they're playing with it on the thing. He's like, oh, this is real money. I can switch between tables. Oh, he played with it. One of the Duncan Ballantyne, one of the investors played with it. So they're like, okay, what happened with your last business? Now, my last business, I was a kid. I raised $8 million. I built a gaming platform. I brought my friend in. We made it to a $60 million company. And he Zuckerberged me. That's the
He's Zuckerberg. Yeah, I love it. I love it. He's Zuckerberg.
He stole the company from me, right?
Okay.
There's no other way to put it. But when I'm on TV, like I had amazing business, but like I said to someone in the green room, I don't really know what to say if they ask me about that because it's difficult to explain on camera. And they started hammering me on that, and then they started going, so Jonathan, what happened? And I was explaining, but they wouldn't let me explain. And they hammered me. And then by the end of that show, they'd got 5 minutes of me frustrated and defending what happened in my last business. So when it came on the show, I got 3 minutes airtime. And the narrator, before I came on, he goes, the higher the money you go for, the greater the scrutiny you receive. That's why Jonathan came under fire, because I went for the top amount for the smallest percentage, right? But they were caveating what they put on the screen to make me look like a foot, right? And I got this amazing 1.5 minutes, and I got this shitty 1.5 minutes. And when that happened to me, why am I telling you all this, right? Because I realized after that happening to me that the TV, they're not your friend.
No.
They can say this is a great business. They don't care about any of that. They just want to make drama on TV, and they don't care about
for ratings. No, they don't care.
They don't care about anything.
No.
So in 2017, after I'd been doing business, my cousin, who's my partner today, he said to me, John, I love what you're doing, man, but you're doing it all wrong. He goes, you need to make the TV shows. You need to put the businesses that you find and build and develop all on TV to inspire other people and stuff. And I'm like, I don't make TV. And he's like, well, I've sent you a 40-page business plan. Read it and then call me back. So I read it and I realized it wasn't really about the TV, right? The TV was a means to an end.
Yes.
The TV was the bit that hadn't been leveraged in business whatsoever. No one's really done it. You've got Shark Tank, The Apprentice, the Prophet, all these shows, right?
Yeah.
And the truth is, they're all about either the people who already made it, or they step on all the people who come on as much as possible, and they make it difficult. And then other aspiring entrepreneurs are like, oh, this is scary, I don't want to try it. And that's the wrong message. You want to encourage people, right? It's completely the wrong message. So when I had this opportunity, I realized this is way bigger than making the TV shows. This is market making. This is world making. This is taking information that in the darkest corners they don't have it and giving them that information. We've seen it change people's life, change their destiny. Yeah. So when I walked into NFTs as well, I was like, this is my sort of area. This is every man gets a chance.
So you basically became your own media company before it was cool. Because everyone's sort of going that or trying to go that direction now.
Today.
But that's where I thought, geez, in 2017, that's very early because no one was thinking in that direction. No one's done it.
And I tell you that Forbes television fell out the sky. CNN business television fell out the sky. They all basically tried it and didn't get it because they made like newsy shows that were reporting stuff. They didn't understand the market or care about it. They were just trying to get news again, right? And so they don't understand the beast, right? And what we're doing is we make shows about amazing individuals.
Yes.
And we don't script it. We don't write anything. I don't even know the questions by the time I arrive there. Usually I do 5 minutes research before I even start the thing, right?
Yeah,
it's all
sounds like what I do for my podcast because it's just so organic. Authenticity is genuinely key these days. People they pick up if something is scripted and they don't like it. Gen Alpha doesn't like something that's pre-rehearsed and pre-recorded and stuff like that.
Yeah, we become smarter because of fake news.
Yes.
Because of fake news, we've had to actually like, shit, we can't believe everything we see anymore. So actually we have to think about it, right? And we've been we've been conditioned to think about it. So you're right. It's they can smell a rat really easily. And I think the scripted stuff is really not all scripted. I'm talking about like scripted news or like shows where they push an agenda and they're not about the show, right? But they clearly, we see that today. And I think that's why Disney's losing money and Netflix and all these companies, because they don't get it yet. They don't get it when they lose so much money.
They're gonna get it soon. Two questions specific for you. The one is about the emergence of the digital creator with apps like CapCut, making it so easy for everyone to put high quality content out there. Is it giving you more opportunities to tell stories, or what is your take there?
So it's a bit half and half, right? So I don't think the digital creator came around with NFTs. I think it's been there, like you said, it's about apps, right? It's like the abilities and access to stuff that we've had and markets. So I think it's always been there. I think that Saatchi art has always been selling art, right? Etsy has always been selling creative stuff. So that's not really anything that new, but you're right. As the tools change, the game changes. And you see that with ChatGPT, you see that with the AI programs, right? With all the stuff we're using today. So it's a half-half though thing, right? So there's half of the people it empowers. There's people that could never have the ability to do that kind of stuff. And you've given the ability to maybe make a marketing video or stuff on their own without having to pay ridiculous money to an animation company or whatever it is. Those people, great. But then it's given rise to all of these other people that we talked about before, who are these YouTubers, these people that want to be something that they're not necessarily are, and therefore they are justifying it with the use of these tools. And that really bothers me because, like, those are people that shouldn't be doing that stuff. I see it all the time, right? You go into Twitter Spaces. I mean, how many places in Twitter Spaces are they co-hosting rooms? Those people should not be hosting. They don't understand how to listen to people. They don't understand how to answer questions. They don't know how to express themselves. They shouldn't be doing it, but they want to be a podcaster or a YouTuber or a host of Twitter Spaces. And those people write it usually on their profile as well. If you see Twitter Spaces host, that's not necessarily a very experienced or professional Twitter Spaces, because no one who is one actually writes that on their profile. So like, there are things that give the game away as well. But so I think it's given rise to a lot of people who are fooled into thinking that they're better at something that they can do. And I think, as you said, we're becoming better at analyzing and justifying content today. So those people show themselves. There's nothing wrong with it. They just don't seem to succeed very much, right? And it's a shame. We should be more honest with people. And I think it definitely grays the lines between professions, which I don't have a problem someone having all the skills in the world. I have many different creative outlets, but there are loads of people doing things they shouldn't be doing, and that bothers me. You know, like every single girl is now a stripper and a model and a supermodel and an instant. You're right, and you're like, you shouldn't be doing any of those. What you should be doing is original content on something that you're good at, not just.
Well, what you think you should be doing for everyone else. I get you. Talk about AI. You touched on it in terms of originality. Do you think it's curbing us as a creative society, or do you think it's pushing the boundaries for us to be more creative?
Well, I don't think anything's going to curb us as a society. So I think that as a society, only the last few years have shown that there are no limitations to what you think people might have done 2 years ago or what you see them doing today. People do things that you wouldn't necessarily have expected them to behave like. So I think that human behavior is going outside the boundaries on its own. I think AI was always a natural thing. I mean, we judge the technology of the past from the technology of the movies. It's very simple. You go to movies 10, 20, 30 years ago, watch what the tech is. It's always the tech, because the creators are not that original and inventive. And a lot of their creativity comes from seeing movies and the inspiration that they get from other things. So they're very predictive. They're very manifesting, those movies that we watch. So I think AI was inevitable. That was really my point. But again, AI. So this is the thing. I produced a show, The Rise of AI. I met with tons of AI creators from Samsung, Microsoft, everyone. We've just launched the show. It's again very cutting edge. We were 2 years ahead of it, and all of a sudden we launched it, and it that was very, very, very good timing. So thank God. But so what they all tell me is that we don't still understand the human body enough. We haven't used the capacity of our brain. We don't know what our bodies are capable of. So thinking that AI is going to overtake us in any way is absurd, right? The capabilities of human being are extensive. And we program the AI. It can evolve its knowledge and data, but it can't really innovate its abilities. It might get to the stage where it can build another arm. But that's so far and beyond what's capable. There are nefarious people. They will use AI for bad. There are people who will use spamming for bad and whatever it is, right? Phishing scams and everything like crypto and so on. So again, human nature, you can't curb or stop human nature, but human nature is fueled by evolution and development, and it strives for that. If us as human beings don't challenge ourselves, dementia kicks in. So we have to work harder always. It's the way we're built. So the evolution of AI, drones, you see these movies where the drones come and they start shooting everyone. I mean, we can't escape that. If it's not the Chinese, there's loads of people building that right now, or there are armies of drones. And I mean, the Israelis are using it already, right? So I'm just talking about autonomous on a mass scale. It's not even that much of an upgrade. So look, AI is coming, and I think that it's going to supercharge some stuff. So, but it's also going to do all this other horrible stuff. It's again 50-50 what I said, right? So you've got 50% of it's going to supercharge us, going to accelerate us, going to be faster. We're going to remedial tasks that we might not have done. You've seen those robots that clean the toilets. Fantastic, right? Somebody doesn't want to do that, goes in, sprays the toilet. I would say a human being's probably a better cleaner, because it's still misses spots and stuff, right? But and it just sprays the stuff everywhere. But the point is that that's good. We want machines and robots to integrate. We want it to be on a safe level. We need people to monitor them. We need government bodies. We need authorities. We need, fact checkers, whatever it is. We need people to be careful. And it's always going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight between human negativity
Yes.
and human ingenuity.
Yes.
And
Absolutely agree with you.
Yeah,
Absolutely agree with you. Listen, I've got everything that I need. Because for me, a big part of the article is storytelling, and I got that from my research for you. I just wanted to ask you one or two interesting questions on that. But yeah, it was so nice meeting you and seeing everything that you guys are doing. It's really interesting.
Thanks. It's hard work still, being the
Yeah,
right one with the white cape is not always an easy job,
it's
right?
not.
And
No,
and
it's
and
not.
we fight against networks, we fight against all sorts of factors that stop us, but we'll never stop. There's too much shit in the world, and we need to build some beauty and some amazing stuff to counterbalance it. That's it. We'll never stop doing it. So thanks, man. I appreciate
I
the
love
feature.
it. I love
Thanks.
it.
If there's anything we can offer or help to support it, we'll
Definitely.
share it.
Okay, definitely. Thank you so much. Nice meeting you. Cheers, mate. Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
man.
Jonny, thank you so much for joining me today. And to our listeners, peace, love, and prosperity. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.